It is an extra special day because I'm going to TCAF, the best event ever in Toronto. I was there last year, but normally it would have been held at the reference library, but I'm not really sure why they're not doing it anymore. But regardless, I'm super excited. A few of my favorite illustrative artists and comic artists are going to be there, so I'm hoping to get my prints signed by them. And pick up some graphic novels because graphic novels are my favorite kinds of books. I'm gonna take you guys with me and I hope it's gonna be really great. Hopefully not too crowded, so.
Oh my god, it's packed.
Oh,
Welcome to Toronto Comic Arts Festival.
What things in your works do you like to tackle? Have nothing really Filipino, just like what things do you love to express? Like what?
It smells like freeze. What? Yeah, it smells like
What the fuck? Alright, so it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I've been meaning to film this since the weekend, but it's just been so busy. But this is a very important haul that I want to show you guys. So I just went to TCAF over the weekend. I wasn't able to go on the Saturday, but I was able to go on Sunday, which was awesome because there was a Filipino comics panel where a bunch of Filipino artists and writers were talking about their experience, what it means to be an artist in the field and incorporating their culture, and it also just like representing being Filipino in this industry. So that was really fun, but I also wanted to show you guys what I got. So this year I decided to get more books instead of prints and stickers because last year I got a lot of prints and stickers. I'll show you the stickers first. So I got these two stickers from a person named Ash. This one just says, "I hope I don't get fired. I have a person sick in bed," and I just thought that was really funny. I want to add that to my water bottle. And then this little menacing cat, very cute. One of my favorite artists, Paige, I forgot her last name, but she's like responsible for the Froggy comics. These stickers are just so funny. Like, I know frogs are so millennial coded, but this person actually writes really funny comics, so I was so happy that she came all the way from Montreal just to come and, you know, sell her things. I also got her keychain. It's just a little clown doing silly things. And then here are my prints. So I got a free print upon buying one of the books. This is an artist from Singapore. They're basically doing kind of like a tease to a game that's going to be possibly released, but just visually it was so stunning that I was like, oh my gosh, and I got it for free, so super awesome. I got a print of Laika the dog in space. Laika is one of my favorite stories that a lot of like illustrators like to draw and write about. I'll get more into that, but this one is just really special to me, so love that. And then finally I got this Princess Mononoke print by an artist named Sarah Webb. So pretty. It was like the first booth that I saw immediately caught my eye, and I ended up buying a book from her called For Want of a Nail. There is a Switch game called A Short Hike, so immediately I was drawn by the bird character because I played that game. It's a one shot, so like you can play it like in a sitting, and it's like so cozy and warm and very like a very sweet storytelling. But this one is like based off of a D&D campaign, so I thought that was really cool because I do play D&D with people that I care about, but the art style is just like very, I don't know, intriguing to me, and I love graphic novels, so for it to be read like one as like a picture book, super cool. And speaking of that frog artist, Paige Walsh, so this is her book. She posts a lot of her comics or her little bits on Instagram, but this is just a collection of all the things that she's created into one little I'm not really sure what to call it, anthology. I'm not really sure because like the stories don't like correlate to each other. So yeah, it's just a little fun read. I love that. And then I did stumble upon an interesting booth. There was a publisher called, I think, let's see who published this, but Difference Engine is from Singapore. The artist of this book, called The Last Gram, was actually there, so I was drawn to her because the style of the cover just drew me into it because of the food at the front, and it just kind of talks about like struggling with like culture and the food that you grow up with and like socializing in that way. So I'm curious to see how this book turns out, and she did sign it, which was really, really sweet. The author was so pretty too, so like for sure I'm gonna support the pretty girls. And from the same publisher, there's this one called The Afterlife. For me, what drew me to this was I played a Spiritfarer, and I feel like the premise of this book kind of has the same feeling to it, and also just like the style of the book is all in like this warm brown sepia tone. So I'm curious to see how it turns out, and I don't know, just like it's already fantastical, so I'm hoping that this one will be pleasant to go through. And then the final booth that really was special to me was this guy named J. Marshall Smith. I didn't know he was going to be at TCAF, so seeing him there was like a super pleasant surprise. Like he writes and draws things that I'm like super into, so he came out with this book called The Testament. It's about robots and I think grieving, so I think this will be one of my favorite reads. I'm very excited to get into this. He himself told me that like he cried when he made this book, so maybe I will too, who knows. And then the one I'm most looking forward to reading is Good Girl Laika. So Jonathan, that's his name, the author, he would post panels of this story, and they like, I don't know, just like really touched me. So Laika is a dog. Like the story of Laika is like based on a true story. During the space race, and when Russia was trying to advance their like rocket research, they sent a dog named Laika into space who was a stray. Unfortunately, Laika did not survive the space travel, but that dog will always be remembered. And it's like really sad because it's just like taking like an innocent life, and a bunch of the scientists were protesting against sending an innocent dog into space, but like due to the fact of like the politics, they wanted to just see if the rockets would work and not test it on humans, so they tested it on an innocent dog. But Jonathan reimagines the story of Laika in a very like funny and silly and sweet kind of way. So I'm really hoping that this one will leave a long impact on me. And he also signed it with Laika at the front, so that was pretty cool. And then I also got a Laika sticker as well, so can't wait to put that on my water bottle. There's a thing going on. There's a bunch of like little animals with knives. I don't know what's going on, but it just made me laugh, so that's why I got it. But yeah, that was my little haul. So I'm so excited to maybe give an update on like how I feel about them. Every year at TCAF, I get pretty lucky with my finds. There was 2 years ago I went and I got this book called Homunculus, and oh my god, like my love for robots runs so deep. All my favorite like pieces of literature include robots in them. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know, it just does something to me. Like if I can make a recommendation right now, there's a manga / anime called Pluto. It's based off of Astro Boy. Like one episode of Astro Boy inspired the author to write a whole story like inspired by that. Like Astro Boy does exist in this story, but it's not based off of like the main story, but it really like challenges how we see robots as a race. and the politics behind it. So it's very, very good. I really recommend. It is just so beautiful, and I don't know, just like it's very politically charged, but it's very good. It's like really opens your eyes to a lot of things. Like if you liked Full Metal Alchemist, I think you would really like Pluto. I just feel like it touches on a lot of similar themes. So yeah, that was my TCAF haul, and I hope if you guys ever get a chance to go to TCAF, it's super worth it. It's free. Happens every year around this time in June, May and June, and you get to support a bunch of local artists from Toronto and across the world as well, because they do travel and come in to these conventions. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. Yeah, it's very awesome. So yeah.
Of my caring when someone is sharing your arms with me, though he has another.
It's a new day. I have a day off today, and I'm gonna be working on writing a birthday card for my dear friend Joey, because her birthday's coming up soon. Her friend is planning a surprise letter thing where all of her friends are like writing her personal letters. I was supposed to handwrite mine, but I write in cursive, so sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. So I'm gonna write on a typewriter, because I still feel like it has that same personal very sentimental vibe to it, of being kind of handwritten, since I can make mistakes on a typewriter. But I wanted to show you as well. I think this is good. I think she'll like this. I did make a few mistakes. Also, our ribbon is it's okay. You can still see things, but some parts are gonna be kind of faded. But I'm excited to give this to Joey. And I don't think Joey watches my vlogs anyway, so I think this is fine for me to talk about before the birthday. So.
Approximately 60% of our operating budget comes from and I want to take a moment to celebrate who decided to step up for Jack on 91 and become donors with us. Huge gratitude to Diane and Planet of Toronto, and to Robert Saber, also of Robert and Diane. Thank you so very much for the
Ooh, super sweet. Oh my gosh. So later today, I have a meeting. And I'm hoping to. It's gonna rain later today, and I do love rainy weather. So I think I'll go for a walk, and then drop off my letter, and then take my graphic novels that I got, and then read them. So that will probably be my plan for my day off. So, yeah. friends to go for a hike at the Dorothy McCarthy Trail, so I thought it'd be nice to bring you guys with me as well. I was born and raised in Scarborough, so this will be fun. In Scarborough, getting Kung Fu tea first before we go to our hike down at the Dorothy McCarthy Trail. So I'm just waiting for Angel and Rain, and then we'll just be heading off. So it's also supposed to rain today, but it's so much nicer than I expected, so this is gonna be great. There's Angel, little Miss Girl.
Oh my god, my my relative.
I'm done my hangout in Scarborough. That was lots of fun. We did not go to the bluffs. Ended up just going to like a park trail just because it was so much more humid than I expected it to be today. So we ended up just doing something more chill, but I still was able to get a good walk out of it. And I'm so excited because tomorrow is my day off. So I did all of this walking in the heat, and now I can go home and know that I can just rest and enjoy the whole day off tomorrow. So thanks for coming along. Until the next vlog, we'll see. Maybe I'll continue this.